What's going on, guys? Wanted to shoot a video and give you guys some measurements on how I make my nuke boxes. That's plywood that I've picked up from work. I've talked about that before. Figured I'd give you these measurements. That way you can get your own built, save yourself all kinds of money. I've got this 5 frame, and then I've got a 2 frame, quote unquote, mating nuke box that I'm gonna show you the measurements on it too. I would build one on video, but I'm pretty much out of wood, so I won't be doing that for a bit. Not until I get some more. So I guess we'll just start off. Yank this lid off. These sides right here. Get you pen and paper. Write this down. 20 inches long. By 10.5 inches tall. And I use all 3/4 plywood for this. Every box I've got's all 3/4. So 20 by 10.5. Your sides, 7.5. Obviously by 10.5. On the inside, scoot around here, maybe you can see this lip. You're gonna use table saw or dado stack, whatever you've got to cut this notch. It is 3/4 deep by 3/8 inches wide. So 3/4 go in 3/8 of an inch. Also in the front, this is a 1-inch hole that I put in these. You can get these little discs off Amazon. You get like a pack of 6 of them for, I don't know, 10-12 bucks or something like that. That price seems to vary. It changes quite often. The handles, I usually just use little scrap cut off pieces for them. That's kind of a self-explanatory. 9 inches wide by 1.25 inches, 1 3/8 tall. Just whatever you feel comfortable with grabbing a hold of. And I put all these boxes together with these crown staples. You get your crown stapler, 30 bucks. Once you get some of the materials, the staples and the glue, of course you're going to glue every single spot where wood touches wood. And let me grab this right here. This is what I use. I highly recommend it. This is some real good stuff. I would about go out on a limb and say that once you glue 2 pieces of wood together, that it is stronger than screwing it together. This stuff is a real good product. I use that for everything. So there's that. I do drill holes in the bottom of my nukes. I put a screen in there, like window screen. It's just to give them a little bit of airflow in there, because those boxes can get pretty warm in the heat in the summer. So I do recommend doing that. The bottom is 20 inches long by 9 inches wide. So that's got the box. The lid, I usually make the lid just a hair longer. I add these cleats on it to help keep the lid from getting blown off. But you can see that I didn't make this one longer, and I had to put a little space in there, but on this particular lid it's 20 inches wide, or long rather, same length as the box, and of course it'll be 9 inches wide. You can just build you out a little standoff. I've got this one butted up against the back. Depends on kind of how the scrap wood is that I've gotten. Sometimes you just got to make do. If you can't squeeze that extra half inch or whatever out of the wood, you can't stretch it. I know I can't. Then you gotta do a little something to make up for it. So that's what I've done on this one. So that's the 5-frame nuke right there. That's how I do it. And I use let me grab this right here. I use Eco Wood treatment. It's a really good product as well. I'm a big believer in that stuff. All these dark colored boxes like this and those down there. You've seen a ton of my hive bodies are dipped in that stuff. It's cheap, and so far it's lasted me a pretty good while. You don't have to paint over it. If a piece of it splinters off, it will eventually seep into that part of the wood, according to them. I don't know how that does. I haven't busted anything off yet, but it's good stuff. You can get it on Amazon. It's in a little silver package, and it's about $45–50. Again, that varies on Amazon. You just mix it with 5 gallons of water, and you can dip a ton of equipment in it. Just dip it in there. I usually let it sit for about 5 minutes per piece. I'll dip it, and then I build my equipment. I set it out in the sun, and that sun will start to change the colors on it and kind of cure it. That's how I do that. Let me grab this 2-frame. I've got this one kind of done a little different. I have a makeshift entrance reducer right here. Grab my tape measure. We'll start with the length right here. The length on this is 19 3/4. 19 3/4 long. The height is 10 1/4. Usually give these a little extra room down here. Now the pieces on this, spin it around here, just like the 5-frame, these short pieces go in between the 2 long ones. I'm actually going to take this measurement inside because it's going to be shorter. I'll try to tilt you down here where you can see. That measurement is 9 1/2 by 3 1/2. So both these pieces will be 3 1/2 inches wide. The one in the front, because I let it sit off the bottom, so it's sitting off higher. Building a nuke box like this, you don't need to cut grooves with a dado stack or anything like that. You're using the piece of plywood as the frame rest. So the length of the piece in the front is 8 3/4. So holding that up off the bottom gives you this space right here. And then the handles, these handles on this one will butt up against the top and the back of the wood. So that's going to give you this, that's going to give you that space right there where your frame rest is going to be. The bottom to this box, I hope you guys are writing all this stuff down. Hopefully I ain't giving it to you too fast. The length of the bottom board is 21. Making it longer than the sides gives it a little platform, gives them a little front porch to hang out on. Then the lid is pretty much just like the other one. Just make that thing long enough to fit on top. Guess I can go ahead and give you the measurement on that. I can get my camera flopping around. It's 21 long by 5 inches wide. So like I said, before you start gluing all your stuff together, the narrow pieces, the ends, go in between your outside sidewalls. It goes in between. That's pretty much all there is to these little things. You take in measurements and build you some of those 5 frames, build you some of these 2 frames right here. I had I tried 4 of them this year. I built 4 of them and tried them, and I had 3 or 4 queens come back to these little boxes. So I think that's a pretty cool little idea, is a little 2 frame. You just have to keep an eye on them once that queen gets a lay in, because they can outgrow it pretty fast. Basically just use it to get queens mated is all I'm using it for. I'll transfer them to a 5 frame nuke and let them sit there for a bit. That's how I like to do it. But hopefully you guys can maybe learn something from this video, apply it to your own beekeeping endeavors, and it'll help you save some money and keep you moving forward. That's all I got for you pretty much in this video. If you guys want, I can show you how I make my migratory lids and bucket feeders and stuff like that. Just let me know down in the comments what you want to see. But, I'm gonna hop off here. I gotta go make some more sugar bricks. I'll be going to Black Ridge today to stick those bricks in that I made the other day, and then I'll probably start here on these colonies. But if you like the video, just give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, share the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.